So I just got done watching Aang or Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender. It is such a confusing title. I am a big fan of Avatar. I haven't rewatched the series recently, but I've seen pretty much everything except for most of Korra. I kind of tapped out of that show, kind of really quick into it. And I do want to go back and rewatch it and watch it all the way through. But I do love that original show. I grew up with it. It was one of the coolest things ever. I remember in Nickelodeon Studios at like Kings Island when I was a kid, they had an Aang ride that I loved so much. That's being beside the point. This movie had a hell of a journey getting made. It was supposed to go to theaters, then kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed until Paramount was like, "Look, we're just gonna put it on streaming." Then the movie leaked about in April or March, one of the two, and I didn't watch the leak, but it was hard not to. But I do respect these creators, and I do implore people, if you've seen the leak, that sucks because the creators of Avatar need more love than that. And you show up and you watch the stuff when it actually comes out, regardless. But the movie finally came out, and I did really enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. My biggest, I have a few issues with this movie. I do. But as a fan of that original show, and where where Aang's gonna lead after this movie, it's good. But you can definitely tell throughout this film that, for one, the creators wanted to tell a much bigger story, and they did have plans to do so, till Paramount really screwed them over because Paramount and most studios nowadays don't believe in 2D animation, regardless. And for two, the movie it ends very it wraps up very nice. That's all I'm gonna say. And the plot of this movie is very simple. Team Avatar has to find a resource for this village to help them out, and they come across Dave Bautista along the way, and he plays a very interesting character. I really liked what they did with his character. I'm not going to spoil it, even though it is kind of predictable throughout the movie, and you kind of know where it's going to go, and you know like what the big twists are going to be and things like that. But man, it is so nice to see these characters come back together in animation all at the same time. It's really great because we've only really seen them in live action since with that terrible Netflix show and the terrible live action movie. So when you get to see them all grown up in animation together, just at their peak age, honestly, it's so cool. It is so much fun to watch. Everybody's a standout in this movie. I mean, Aang obviously great. He has a great character arc here, and they have a big message throughout the movie. Katara is great here. Zuko and Toph, and there's so many others. And Zuko and Sokka. I mean, not Zuko. Sokka. I love Sokka. He's always been my favorite character. I love him so much. But no, it's really nice seeing all these characters back together again. It really is. It feels like a family reunion in some ways, like a high school reunion after years of not seeing each other. It was very fun to watch, and I haven't talked about it yet. I'm gonna save most of my gushing for this part, and that is the animation. Oh my God, have I missed 2D animation, especially action-oriented 2D animation? This has been sorely missed for me. I am a big, and I do mean a big fan of 2D animation more than anything, and this put a smile on my face. I really enjoyed that part of the movie. Well, all of it. It is so gorgeous. It looks amazing. Um, and the bending here is great as always. It's a really good Avatar movie. It's the only good Avatar movie we've gotten, and it's great. I really enjoyed it a lot. And while it is a little bit too short, and you can tell they wanted to do more. And some of the voice acting does take a minute to get used to. Not with Aang. I feel like the guy who got to play Aang is really good, and especially Zuko. But everybody else, it took a second to get used to, especially in this one part, which I won't spoil, involving like a spirit realm. I did have a really good time with this movie. I really did, and I wish I didn't have to watch it from my couch and on the TV. And I wish I could have seen this in theaters, like the creators originally intended. It would have been great. I would have paid so much money to see this, and it sucks that it's going to streaming. But if you guys have Paramount Plus, or even if you want to do like a free trial, please give this movie a watch. It deserves it. It's a good time, and if you're a fan of Avatar, you're gonna get a lot out of this movie, just like I did. I don't know about critics getting a lot out of it, but if you're a fan, you're gonna get a lot out of this movie, and you're just gonna like it. There's nothing else I could say. I had a really good time with it. It was a really fun movie to watch, especially with a bunch of people around me who grew up with Avatar. So, with all that being said, I will give Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender, still a pretty odd title. I will give this about an 8.5 out of 10.